So we have a genuine ex-team driver's car to show you today, this gorgeous TRF511. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again thank you for stopping by. So first of all, just a massive thank you to Dennis for dropping this off. I've got this car for a week and it's just with a purpose to show you guys. Because it's a TRF511, so it's a special car anyway. But as I say, it's an ex-Tamiya team driver's car, which just makes it a little bit more special. But before we get into this car, because we're talking about racing cars, I just want to give a massive shout out to Martin in the UK. So at the time of making this video, Martin has just competed in the 2021 Revival meeting in the UK. If you don't know what that is, that's a race weekend organised by John Weston from Iconic RC. I'm not too sure what year it's in now, but I think it's maybe coming up for it's been running for about 10 years, and it's just one of the best sort of vintage car racing events ever, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I've never been, but it's definitely on my bucket list to race there one day. So back to Martin. So he was running his egress in the four-wheel drive section. What made it special, Martin's a good friend of mine, but he did his livery in full Tamiya Legends, which I just thought was very awesome of him. Had a big just look at it on the spoiler and then the Tamiya Legend badges on it and things like that. And he has had an absolute blast. So he's kindly sent me these pictures I'm showing you of his car at the race event themselves. He actually qualified 5th in the D final and actually finished 4th. And as he said to me, it wasn't so much about the competing of it, it was just the out and out fun it had, and obviously meeting all these other wonderful like-minded people. Unfortunately, he told me in the third heat he snapped a rear shock mount, so it was a little bit of carnage for 15 minutes trying to get everything stripped down, new parts fitted and what have you. We've all been there though, haven't we? Yeah, fun times. And then lastly, just his last picture, shout out to Richard who took this picture. That's Martin's car in the background, as you can see. But what makes this special, what makes this picture particularly special for me, is that Tamiya Intruder belongs to James, who I also know. If you've watched any of my Tamiya videos, I've done a lot, or if not most information has come from James in the UK. So I just thought, when I saw that picture that Richard had taken, I thought I had to show it, because obviously I know these two chaps, and just out of pure coincidence really, the two cars were kind of lined up together in that picture, which just makes it mega cool. So back to the 511. So TRF terms, this car superseded the gorgeous TRF501 and the WE, which was the World's Edition car. Apparently it's geometry wise, size, shape, it's very similar, but I believe most of the parts have been upgraded, and this was seen to be a better car apparently. This particular car has the full upgrade kit on it as well, which we'll go into later in this video. So the 511 came out in 2009, as I say, following the 501, and then we went on to see the 503 in, 2014 I think that was. But yeah, this was a great car, and I think now is a good time just to talk about how well this car did. Now, if you are into your sort of Tamiya drivers and the Tamiya sort of proper TRF racing scene, you'll probably know this car, which was the 511 raced by UK's Lee Martin. So I contacted Lee because he's done some wonderful videos, and I asked if I could show this clip of him winning the 2010 European Championship with his 511. It's only a 40-second clip, but because of the commentary and the crowd there, it's exciting to watch, and it's only the last lap. So let's have a quick look at this. cool was that? So a massive shout out to Lee for allowing me to show that clip on my channel. Also, in the description of this video, I'll put a link to Lee's superb channel. Now, I'll also link two of Lee's videos he's done. He's done a series of cars that rocked, basically cars in the past that he's raced. And obviously he's done the 511, but he's also done the TRF201. As I say, I'll link those videos in the description because they're both outstanding videos. But what I have to say about the 511 video is, because I only watched it fully again last night, if you are into these things, just watch that video, because Lee gives such a great insight into what it's like to be a sort of Tamiya driver, you know. And there's a lot of passion and emotion, and it's very genuine video from Lee, and he talks about some personal stuff in it, and it's just a fantastic watch. So yeah, I do recommend that you do watch those videos if you get a minute. So as I said, let's have a close-up of this car. Now, the 511 was the first TRF to use this new body shell shape. If you know your TRF off-road buggies, the 501 was very different, completely different actually. It was I think it was a very odd looking shape, had weird lines on it, whereas this is definitely my favourite. And it pretty much, although you don't get a body shell, oh, is that right, in the TRF kits? No, you don't get a body shell, you just get a racing wing. But the new 503 this shell was used for that car as well. And then just quickly from my angle, I should have said I have put the car, when Dennis brought it, I didn't have a wing on it, but I had a spare wing, so I just fitted that, and I'll leave it on the car for Dennis if he wants to use it or not. But I didn't want to show the car without the wing, it looks a bit odd. And then with the top off, and then you just get this full sense of pure TRF goodness, don't you, with all that carbon and blue alloy bling. Yeah, it's an absolute thing of beauty to look at. Now, as I said, this has got the full upgrade package. Now, I'm not going to go into that because I don't know a great deal about it, but I'll just put his picture up quickly of the sort of Tamiya picture of the 511, and as you can see, it was designed for NIM battery packs, because for whatever reason Tamiya don't do LiPo. But as you can see, this particular car's got the full, well, it's got a different chassis on it, because it should have, the standard kit would have the cutouts of the different battery cells, or the individual cells I should say, whereas this has got, it's full, and then it's got its LiPo battery trays. Very cool thing. It came with the same shocks that were on the 501, which is the small bore aeration shocks. Pretty certain the 501 was the first car we saw with those shocks on. One of the things that really does stand out to me is the size of this front shock tower. It's huge in width. I mean, it almost looks like it's two together. Whoever the driver has put two of these together to give it extra strength. That's how it certainly looks. And the rear just looks pretty standard. As you can see, it comes as standard with a slipper clutch. It has oil diff gears front and back, and obviously it's dual belt, as you can see. Aluminium bulkheads, aluminium centre section. What a thing. What I'm going to go do now is I'm going to dig my 503 out, and we'll just put them side by side and see if there's any differences we can see. So that's them both together. This is the 503, this is the 511. Now, I do not know enough about these cars to go into what the differences are. To me, they look almost identical, to be honest, but I'm sure there will be a lot of changes. Visually, you can see straight away that the 503 was the first car to come with the big bore aeration shocks, and actually the standard 503 had a metal chassis, but I was going to say upgraded, but I changed it to make it full carbon, and obviously the 503 came LiPo compatible, so I suppose that's a big difference. Shock towers, shapes and stuff are different. The overall geometry just looks the same to me, although, so it's very difficult to say, but the motor mount is very slightly more forward than the 511. But to be honest, yeah, apart from that, they do look very similar. There's just subtle differences between them both, to be honest. In fact, at this stage in the video, it might be quite interesting to throw it out to you guys, you experts on the TRF cars, to actually maybe just stick in the comments if there was any sort of blatant difference I've missed. Yeah, I'm always interested to learn, and probably should have done my own research first and Googled it, but it's always nice for to get your feedback on these matters. So yeah, if you do know any sort of major differences, please stick it in the comments. So that's pretty much it. As I just wanted, we've not had a 511 on the channel, so this was a fantastic opportunity with Dennis being so generous to let me borrow this for a week. Yeah, just a very, very cool car, and obviously it's sort of raced at a very high level, which just makes it sort of uber cool. Dennis has actually got a 201 X, what is it? Is it an XMM or something? It's one of the sort of the last TRF201 two-wheel drives they did in 2012, 13, maybe 14. No, it could have even been 15, 16, you know. It's one of the very last ones they did. And I really would like to get that one on the channel. So I think when he's finished racing it, he's going to let me borrow that for a week as well, so I can show you guys, because that's a very different TRF car compared to the 201. Just completely different. It's very modern compared to the 201 from back in 2010, I think it was. So yeah, we'll hopefully show you that at some stage. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I know I did. It's always nice to get something in your hands that's pretty new to you. So yeah, once again, my friends, thanks so much for watching. It's massively appreciated. If you are new to this channel, if you could please consider liking and subscribing to support us. And if you do that, smash that notification bell for our weekly videos. And as always, my friends, happy RCing.